Hello humans, we're all just walking at the foothills of Bilikal Betta. That's where the beautiful Betta is. And while we're walking at a small trail, we have not even hit somebody's farmland, but they've not done anything, and we spotted a trap. Let's go to see what that is. See, Akshay is also standing right there. So this is the trap. If you look at the trap, it's a very interesting trap. They've used modern technology, there is physics, there is science, everything. I don't want to go closer and show the trap to you guys because I know a lot of people would follow. But this is a couple of things when I see traps is before we do anything to the trap, I like to study the trap, how it is usually triggered, because I feel every locals, I won't call them essentially poachers, because there is a fine line between a villager going and catching some bush meat and a poacher going and doing this for a commercial activity, but it is still definitely illegal in India. Whoever you are, you can't be doing this. But before when we see a trap or when you see any kind of boogie trap or any of this, it's very important to understand how the trigger point works. There's physics, there's chemistry, the amount of knowledge. The whole place is almost 4,000 acres. And why have they chose this spot? If you see, they've burnt a lot of sand here, and I think they've collected a lot of just bush, dried up season, summered up, flamed it up. So you'll see a lot of ash in this area. Look at this, complete ash. And here's where he set a trap, and there's not even food here, so you'll be wondering how it is actually going to trigger. I've seen similar traps like this. As kids, we used to hold on to something like this. We used to take a big basket, have a small trip, tie up a rope and sit there. Okay, so the moment I thought, if you come a little closer this side, it looks like, okay, somebody is just gonna sit there. Don't show the whole thing. I don't want people to understand the trap and the whole technology of it. Yeah, but it's a very interesting thing. So if you look at it, you will feel there's a stick here and somebody just holding on to the stick, and something goes there, they'll pull. That's what I thought. And in fact, Aruna just came and touched, and boom, it worked. It took us almost 20 minutes to figure out. And I'm like, no, this is a very interesting trap, and really somebody from a very strong background of bush hunting has done. I've not seen these traps in a lot of time. It's a self-falling trap. See, if the bird goes, nothing happens here. Okay, so you must be wondering, how is it going to work? How does it work? In fact, he's kept a small stick which comes in here. Okay, that is one pit, and then the trigger point is actually here. Keep looking at it. Boom. So what happens is this particular stick, and this is the trigger point which is made, which is being kind of supported onto this V fork. There's science, physics, a lot. So just by showing this, I'm sure a lot of people will not be able to do it. Otherwise, it's just something very simple. We can get it off. This beautiful workmanship. This is something again new. Back in those times, we used to see strings, usually old fishing net and fishing line. He wants the strap to be permanent, so he's actually used a nice wire, and including the wires have got a very nice stitch to it. Plus I also study the knot. This is not an ordinary knot. This is actually a beautiful clove hitch with a safety knot. Clove hitch with a safety knot is a proper one. He's given a groove, and this trigger is not a very easy trigger. It looks like this, but this has the shape, the size, the way it is sitting, the angle, everything matters into this boogie trap. Beautiful artwork, but I'm sorry to say we're going to take this home and probably destroy it. I don't want to leave this here. I'm sorry for the farmer because it's still not done.